Let's go ahead and move on to some of the response that we've seen from Republicans primarily, since Trump is not really going to care what Democrats have to say about any of this. You can put Rand Paul up on the screen. He is sort of the most aggressively in terms of his pushback on the idea of taking over Gaza. He says the pursuit for peace should be that of the Israelis and the Palestinians. I thought we voted for America first. We have no business contemplating yet another occupation to doom our treasure and spill our soldiers' blood. Noteworthy, however, not unexpected from Rand Paul, who tries to be fairly consistent in terms of his foreign policy approach in particular. More noteworthy to me was Lindsey Graham, not too crazy about this idea, put a 7 up on the screen. He says, I think most South Carolinians would probably not be excited about sending Americans to take over Gaza. I think that might be problematic, but Ryan, he is going to keep an open mind.
You got to keep an open mind. You got to keep an open mind.
Another one we have here for you here is Josh Hawley. He sort of echoed Lindsey Graham, telling Politico he didn't think sending troops to the Palestinian enclave was the right move. I don't know that I think it's the best use of United States resources to spend a bunch of money in Gaza. I think maybe I'd prefer that to be spent in the United States first. But let's see what happens, Ryan.
You gotta wait to see what happens. You gotta wait to see what happens. Yeah, you never know.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, even when they are mildly critical here, they leave themselves, of course, the opening that if Trump goes forward with it, they're going to say, masterful gambit, sir, brilliant move, out of the box, very generous.
Yeah, I mean, you put yourselves in the shoes of Graham or Hawley, and that is the best they're going to be able to do. Be like, oh boy, I'm not so sure about that, but you gotta
keep an open mind.
Gotta keep an open mind. Because it goes back to their problem and the genius from his perspective of his entire politics, which is that there is no ideology. Mm-hmm. It is Trumpism. It is like what Trump says becomes the policy of the Republican Party.
That's right.
And if Trump says, I think that there is a massive structural and deep opposition from his followers to putting more boots on the ground in the Middle East. But if he said they're going to do it, at some point, a lot of them are going to be like, well, this is America first. It becomes America first.
That's right.
Somehow.
That's exactly right. I mean, I've already seen some of that on Twitter of oh, this would be amazing. We'd get to own this. Think how incredible that would be. We could do whatever we want with it. And you see this with any number of issues where it's all of a sudden Trump says something about Greenland or Panama, and all of a sudden people who had never thought about Greenland and Panama think it's the most brilliant thing on the planet and are 1,000,000% in favor of it, et cetera, et cetera. And the other thing is this time around, Trump really, he has completely cowed the Republican Party. Any of the Jeff Flakes of the world, the people that were there in the first administration that were more adversarial, they're gone. And I think this part is really important, he's got Elon Musk there to be if you don't do what this president wants you to do and what I want you to do, I Elon Musk, unelected new leader of the country, then I'm going to drop an infinite amount of money on your head in a primary. And that is a very real threat and very effective at enforcing the line here.
If I were going to channel Sagar here, I think he would say, these guys know Trump isn't going to do this, so they're just being as generous as they can in the meantime. Is that what Sagar would say, you think?
I'm not sure, because I don't think that he would deny that in the end, if Trump did go forward with this, that they would fall in line. Yeah, we've seen it over and over again. At the same time, there were plenty of Republicans who took no issue whatsoever, didn't even express the slightest bit of hesitation about this idea. In particular, the new leader of the Senate, that would be John Thune, which I'm still getting used to, by the way, Majority Leader Thune, and Mike Johnson, who of course is the House Speaker. Here is Manu Raju talking to both of them.
Yeah, we're trying to get the details of it, but I think this is a good development. We have to back Israel 100%, and so whatever form that takes, we're interested in having that discussion. But it was a surprising development, but I think it's one that we'll applaud. So.
Would you support the presence of troops?
And I just caught up with the Senate Majority Leader John Thune, asked him a similar question about whether or not this was an idea that was worth pursuing, if it was a feasible proposal, and this is what the Senate Majority Leader said.
Senator, what do you think of Trump's takeover Gaza proposal? Is that a realistic idea?
We want to bring a more peaceful and secure Middle East and put some ideas out there.
shrugging it off of sorts, saying just simply putting some ideas out there. Other Republican senators, including Senator Lindsey Graham, did not think it was quite a workable idea, but you're not really hearing nearly the amount of pushback that you're hearing from Democrats. A lot of Republicans think this is an idea that simply is just far-fetched, something that never will actually be achieved, and that eventually the discussion will move on beyond this. And as you heard from the Senate Majority Leader right there, seeming to put a lot of stock into this proposal. But the Speaker of the House very much defending what Donald Trump has said last night on multiple occasions, that this would be something that's worth pursuing.
Also interesting to me, over on Fox News in primetime, Laura Ingraham and her guest were trying to make that spin of how this could be seen as America first. So if Trump moves forward with this idea, I think you'll hear more of this line of argumentation. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
When Americans are building monuments to Donald Trump as the most consequential president of the past 100 years, I don't think our grandchildren will fully appreciate just how consequential the guy is, and just what a radical departure he is from both Democrats and Republicans of the past 100 years who have been presidents, who are cautious and careful. And this guy wants to be consequential and solve problems.
Well, I think it's so foreign to us to hear this, that, wait a second, we actually may solve a problem. We actually may make money on it. Like that's a bad thing for the United States to get repaid for the tens of billions of dollars just in the last few years we've dumped into the Middle East, and the trillions we've spent over the years. When we go to Iraq, we break it, and then we don't get the oil leases or any of the rebuild. And meanwhile, we leave our equipment there, tens of billions of dollars in Afghanistan. For what? What did we get in either of those places except a massive refugee crisis in Europe, the creation of ISIS, and a stronger Iran?
That logic is so bonkers to me. She even says, we went to Iraq, we broke it, and we didn't even get anything out of it. It's like, we spent all this money to murder a lot of Palestinians, and we think we should also make some money on the deal. I mean, it's just, but that's the direction they're going in, is like, that's how it's America first, if we actually acquire this territory to develop to, our benefit, or at least the benefit of Donald Trump and Jared Kushner.
It's also just openly and hilariously internally inconsistent with its own 1 minute clip there, saying all of these past presidents have been so cautious, whereas now Donald Trump is putting forward a bold idea to send American troops to the Middle East. And then she's like,
bold new idea, guys. Never tried that one before.
And then she mentions the very thing that undercuts her whole point, which is that in 2001 and 2002, our bold idea from an American president was we were going to send a lot of American troops to the Middle East because it had been a big problem and we were going to solve the problem.
That's right. Incredible stuff.
This time we're going to keep the oil. Where do you think the oil's been going in the last 20 years? We have their oil.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Couldn't leave this section without letting Senator John Fetterman, senator of Israel, apparently Israel First senator, weigh in here and take a more hawkish approach than actually even Lindsey Graham can put his response up on the screen. He says, outside the Senate chamber, this is from a New York Times reporter in the Capitol, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, who is known as the most staunchly pro-Israel Democrat in the Senate, called President Trump's remarks provocative, but said he would support a potential American occupation of the Gaza Strip, adding that Palestinians for years have, quote, refused or have been unwilling to deliver a government that provided security and economic development for themselves. So at least one Democrat on board with this plan, Ryan.
I mean, I think people should start punking him and saying, just making stuff up that Trump says he's going to do just to get Fetterman to support it. I don't think there's anything that you could bring to him.
No.
And have Fetterman push back against it.
No.
Nothing.
No. If you went to him, we're Trump says we're going to drop a nuclear bomb on Gaza Strip. We've got to take out Hamas. It's existential. He'd be like, well, it's provocative, but
gotta wait till the winds are going in the right direction, because our allies are very close there. But otherwise,
that sounds good to me.
Outside of the box, yeah.
Outside of the box.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.